Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today as we unpack a story that's making waves across the country. Today, we're diving into a headline that sparked national debate and captured the attention of millions. It's a story that's been discussed on every major news outlet, debated on social media, and even talked about at dinner tables. Former President Donald Trump has made a bold accusation, claiming that celebrities, including superstar Beyonce, have broken the law. According to Trump, these celebrities were allegedly paid millions of dollars to publicly endorse Vice President Kamala Harris, raising eyebrows and stirring controversy. When a former president makes such bold and serious statements, it naturally grabs headlines, sparks heated discussions, and raises a lot of important questions. But what's really behind these accusations? Are they based on solid evidence, or are they just another chapter in the ongoing political drama? This isn't just about politics or celebrity drama. It's about truth, evidence, and understanding how we decide what to believe in a world full of information and misinformation. Our goal today is simple: cut through the noise, separate fact from fiction, and get to the heart of the matter. We'll take a close look at what Trump actually said, examine the available records, and break down what the law really says about celebrity endorsements and campaign finance. Let's look past the headlines, set aside the hype, and focus on what's real and what's just speculation. We owe it to ourselves and to each other to be informed, not just influenced by the loudest voices or the most sensational stories. So let's break down the claims, check the evidence, and see where the truth leads us. We'll walk through the facts together, step by step. By the end of this chapter, you'll have the tools and information you need to judge this story for yourself. Let's get started. Here's what happened. What exactly did Donald Trump say? The former president is no stranger to controversy, but this time, his words sent shockwaves through both political parties and the public. The stage was set for yet another heated debate, and Trump was ready to ignite it. On July 26, 2025, Trump took to his favorite platform, Truth Social, to make a bold accusation. In a post that quickly went viral, he claimed the Democratic Party was secretly paying celebrities to endorse Kamala Harris for president. The post was shared thousands of times within hours, sparking intense discussion online and in the media. Trump didn't hold back on specifics. He named some of the biggest names in American culture: Beyonce, Oprah Winfrey, and Reverend Al Sharpton. According to Trump, Beyonce received a staggering $11 million. Oprah was paid $3 million, and Sharpton got $600,000, all in exchange for their public endorsements of Harris. Trump insisted these were not just questionable payments, but outright illegal acts. He demanded that authorities launch a full investigation and prosecute those involved, raising the stakes even higher. In his post, Trump wrote in all caps, "You are not allowed to pay for an endorsement. It is illegal to do so." The message was loud, clear, and impossible to ignore. This wasn't the first time Trump had raised suspicions about celebrity endorsements, but this post marked his most direct and detailed accusation yet. The media quickly picked up the story and it dominated headlines for days. Trump's tactic was clear: use big numbers and big names to cast doubt on the legitimacy of Harris's campaign. By putting famous faces and eye-popping figures front and center, he knew he could grab the public's attention and stir up controversy. By suggesting these endorsements were bought and paid for, Trump implied that the support for Harris was not genuine but manufactured. He wanted people to believe that what they saw on TV and social media was all part of a carefully orchestrated scheme. The message was unmistakable. Trump wanted Americans to question the fairness of the upcoming election and to wonder if the process was being manipulated behind the scenes. These are serious charges, and they demand a close look at the facts. If true, they could have major legal and political consequences for everyone involved. So let's examine the biggest claim, the alleged $11 million payment to Beyonce. This figure alone was enough to grab headlines and fuel speculation across the country. Where did that number come from? Was it based on any real evidence, or was it simply a figure designed to shock and provoke? And most importantly, does any proof actually exist to back up Trump's explosive claims? The search for answers begins now. The $11 million claim about Beyonce is the centerpiece of Trump's accusation, a headline-grabbing number that instantly caught the public's attention and fueled heated debates across the country. It's the kind of story that spreads fast, especially in today's hyper-connected world. But this story didn't originate with Trump. It actually began as a rumor circulating online during the 2024 election, quietly gaining traction on social media and in fringe corners of the internet before exploding into the mainstream. At that time, the rumor was about $10 million, not $11 million, and it surfaced right after Beyoncé's high-profile rally for Kamala Harris in Houston. The timing was no coincidence. Political events often become breeding grounds for sensational stories. Beyoncé's mother, Tina Knowles, and her spokesperson wasted no time in responding. They immediately called the story a complete fabrication, denouncing it as a baseless lie designed to distract from the real issues at stake. Despite these strong denials, the rumor didn't die. Instead, it spread even further, amplified by viral posts, memes, and endless speculation. The amount grew too, morphing from $10 million to $11 million as the story snowballed. This is a classic example of how misinformation works. Repeat a falsehood often enough, and it starts to sound true, especially when it's shared by people you trust or see on TV. In 2024, fact-checkers and investigative journalists dug into the claim. They scoured campaign finance records, interviewed sources, and found no evidence whatsoever of any such payment to Beyoncé or her team. Yet a year later, Trump revived the rumor, this time presenting it as established fact in speeches and interviews, giving it new life and a much larger audience. Why does this matter? Because when a false story is repeated by a major public figure, it can shape public opinion, influence voters, and even impact the outcome of elections. The $11 million claim is dramatic, headline-worthy, and designed to provoke a reaction. But does it actually hold up under scrutiny? To find out, we need to look at the official records and follow the money trail. If such a massive payment had really happened, it would be documented in campaign finance disclosures or other official filings. There's no way to hide a transaction of that size. So, what do the records actually show? Is there any trace of this alleged $11 million payment? It's time to separate rumor from reality. Here are the facts you need to know. In the U.S., all campaign spending must be reported to the Federal Election Commission, the FEC. If the Harris campaign paid Beyoncé $11 million, it would be public record. The FEC shows a payment to Beyoncé's company, Parkwood Production Media LLC. The amount, $165,000, not $11 million. That's a huge difference. The payment was for event production costs, staging, lighting, sound, security, not for Beyoncé's personal endorsement. Paying for professional services is legal and standard in campaigns. There's no evidence of a secret multi-million-dollar payoff. The facts in the public record contradict Trump's claim. The $165,000 covered real expenses for a major campaign event. No hidden payments, no illegal activity. The story changes completely when you look at the numbers. This is a business transaction, not a scandal. The evidence is clear. Let's look at the next accusation. Trump also claimed Oprah Winfrey, was paid $3 million for supporting Harris. Again, let's check the FEC records. The Harris campaign paid a company connected to me $1 million, not $3 million. This payment was for producing a live-streamed town hall event. Production costs for such events are high. Studios, equipment, staff. The payment covered those expenses, not a personal fee for my endorsement. I received no personal payment for my support. My endorsement is not for sale. The money went to the professionals who made the event possible. This is another example of a legitimate business transaction being twisted into something it's not. The facts show a standard arrangement for production services. No secret deals, no illegal endorsements. Let's clarify what the law actually says about all this. Trump claimed it's illegal to pay for an endorsement. Is that true? Surprisingly, no federal law bans paying someone for a political endorsement. Campaigns can pay for ads, appearances, or endorsements, as long as payments are disclosed. The key legal requirement is transparency. All spending must be reported to the FEC. The real issue is hiding payments, not making them. If a celebrity is paid, it must be listed as a campaign expense. There's also the concept of in-kind contributions. If someone provides services for less than market value, the difference counts as a donation, which has limits. That's why campaigns pay fair market value for services. In these cases, the payments were for production costs, not endorsements. The law was followed. The accusations don't match the legal reality. Let's trace how this story grew. It started during the 2024 election, after Beyoncé's rally for Harris. Rumors of a secret $10 million payment spread online, despite immediate denials. The story faded, then resurfaced in spring 2025 when Trump announced an investigation. By July, he raised the claim to $11 million and called for prosecution. The pattern, a rumor starts online, is denied, then gets amplified by a political figure. This timeline shows how misinformation can escalate. What began as an internet rumor became a national controversy. Now let's see how fact-checkers responded. Independent fact-checkers like factcheck.org and PolitiFact investigated Trump's claims. They reviewed FEC records and found only the $165,000 payment for event production, no $11 million, no illegal activity. Their verdict, the claim is false. Fact-checkers note this is a common pattern. Rumors start online, then get repeated by politicians. The absence of any large payment in public records is strong evidence the story isn't true. When a claim makes headlines, it's wise to pause and check the facts. Fact-checkers provide the sources and evidence for anyone to see. The truth may not be as dramatic as the accusation, but it's what lasts. The consensus? There's no proof of a secret multi-million-dollar payoff. Let's look at where things stand now. As of July 29, 2025, Trump's accusations remain unproven. The public record, the law, and fact-checkers all contradict his claims. Those accused, Harris, Beyonce, Sharpton, and myself, have not responded to the latest allegations. Sometimes silence is the best response to baseless stories. This episode is a reminder. Misinformation can be a powerful political tool. It's up to us to seek the truth and think critically. The real story isn't about a crime. It's about how rumors can shape public opinion. By looking at the facts, we empower ourselves to make informed decisions. The truth is our common ground. Thanks for joining me on this journey for clarity.